Hi guys, this is Mama Sue, and I have a new item that I got in the mail. And here it is. It's a hand shredder. It was called a mini shredder, but I was hoping it would cut really small so that I could do quilling paper. And I haven't tried it out yet, so I'm going to try it out with you and see how this thing works. On here, it's called a hand shredder because it has the crank on the side. But when I found it online, it called it a mini shredder. Now, when I'm doing quilling, a lot of times I just use my regular shredder, and I get pieces this size. I'll show you that. Now, this was with designer paper here. I get pieces this size, and sometimes I don't want pieces that big. Here's the normal size of the quilling paper. Normal size of the quilling paper is really quite thin. Let me pull one of these off and compare it with the other. Okay, if you use quilling paper and your regular paper shredder, that's the difference in size. It's entirely half. So this is, for some projects, you can't use this big stuff. Like if you were making earrings or if you were making artwork, you couldn't use the small. But I do have some things that I've made with it. But first I'm going to show you the shredder, and we're going to find out together if it does a pretty close second to this little one. Okay, I'm opening it up. The head comes sealed. It's not very big. It's a nice size to put right in with your quilling stuff. And then you have the box, and then the handle. Looks like the handle's separate. You put this down here. I don't normally save the box. Although it's not very big. It looks like it's pretty thin. But we will soon find out. Okay. I guess I put this on here. Stick the handle on here. And there's your handle. It's all plastic. I guess it's all right. It feels like it's sturdy. And it's kind of got the special tip on that. This feels pretty hard here. And if you notice that the parts are metal on this though, so it might be a pretty good product. Oh, it turns easy. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, I just have some designer paper here. I need to make it a little smaller. It'll only take certain sizes, guys. So, where are my scissors at? On this designer paper, it has a line on here, so I'm going to see if it will. I got this at Walmart. You get a big old pack for $5. I'm going to cut off that edge and see if it'll fit. That's how big it is without the edge. Here's the pack, but there was more than this. I've used quite a bit of it. $5. Okay. I'm going to put it in here. Yep, it's nice. Start to crank it. Oh, it looks pretty thin. Oh, I think it's the right size. Oh, look at that. Let's look at it next to the quilling paper. Oh my goodness. It's a tiny, tiny bit thicker. Not by much. Just a little teeny, teeny bit bigger. So actually that's just about right for me. I like that. And here's your papers. I made a lot with that little, this little thing. Boy, it made a lot. Okay, I'm going to try, here's a music. I'm going to just fold this in half and just stick it in like that. Fold it in half. Double paper. Oh, I keep waiting for it to go like a regular shredder. Oh, that's going to be nice. Let me see if I can fold this a little bit thicker paper. Maybe we won't have to get rid of that edge. Now you could probably fold typing paper in half and do it that way too. This is pretty cool. Let me see. Oh, I'm not going to be unhappy with this at all. Ooh, took two through it. Real nice. Okay, let's check it out and see if it's just as good. Here's the music paper. And here's, oh, we got a little places on it, but that won't show. And let me see. Now, the reason that I wanted one of these is because I make pots when I'm, let me show you the pots I make. Get this out of the way. Just move it right over here. Okay, the reason that I don't do designs with it. My grandkids love to do designs with it, but it's just not my thing. Now here's the one we cut. Here's the one that came out of my regular shredder. And here's the stuff from the store or eBay or wherever you want to buy it. You can get it just about anywhere. But if you can save a few bucks by making your own, why not? I mean, if you use it a lot. Now see the difference in size there? There's several different, well, this is a lot longer because that's the store one. But let me show you, pull you up close and let you see that. See the difference in sizes? Just slightly different, slightly smaller. It's just slightly smaller, not much. It's just a tiny bit, not a lot different. It's just a tiny bit bigger. This I'm just as happy with as the thinner stuff. Okay, let's put it back up here. And let me show you some things that I make when I use quilling paper. Because I like to do miniature dollhouse things. So when I make flower pots and stuff, I like to use the thinner paper when I'm making the tops of my pots. Like, see the top of my pot up there? I like that to be a thinner paper. Well, this whole thing was made with thin paper. Except for the inside. I made that ahead of time and let it dry. But you don't have to do it that way. I just did it on some of them. I was just trying some different stuff. Now here, this is made with the thicker paper, with this size paper. And then when I got to the top, I took a little piece of quilling paper and I wrapped it around the top like this. Then I painted it gold. You get the gist there? There. See there? That's what I did. And I wrapped the whole piece on because it gave it a little lift so that you had a lip. See the little lip on there? Right here. But that's what's cool about that. Right there, you can see the lip right there. That's because I rolled this whole little piece around the top of it. That's one of the ones you make. One of the ones you buy. Now, I'll show you in another video. I'll make these baskets and show you how they're made. But I'll give you some examples for now. But this one was bright like this. See how bright that is inside there? And then I singed the outside with a candle. And it gave it a nice antique-y look. And then I glazed it. Now, a lot of times I'll use the glazes that you buy, like diamond glaze, or I'll use Mod Podge. But on some of these, I like to use a liquid polyurethane because I get a real hard surface. See, this is a really hard one. That's not going anywhere. That's a really hard one. That was also made with the thicker paper too. And then I went around the border. You can kind of see how where the thick part of the paper, there's still part of the thick paper. Let me show you with the pointer. Right here is where my piece stopped, my full piece. And then I took a little piece and wrapped it around just on the rim. And then I just painted a little gold paint right on the edge. Now, I've got all different kinds here that I've singed. My next video, I'm going to show you how to do that singeing. Or shoot, I could probably show you now. But then after you singe it, then you, well, here we go. I got tea candles here. Just use a tea candle. Don't do this around your kids. It'll give them too many ideas. And it can be dangerous. Anytime you're using fire, you know, don't do it around the kids. I'm just going to show you, but I want you to be aware that it's dangerous to do that kind of stuff, especially if you're doing it in front of children. Now, I am not seeing my lighter now. Well, maybe I'll do that in another video then. But I can give you some ideas. Yeah, it's left me. I must have had children watching me. Just kidding. But anyway, that's what I do there. Now, we'll just do this in another video because I don't have my lighter here and I don't want to leave you for very long. But I want to show you how nice these pots look when you put them into one of your designs. Like here's one of my backyard designs. And this is not one of the homemade. This is one of the, I wanted to show you the difference. This is one of those little ceramic ones you can buy. See how little that is? That's one of the little ceramic ones you can buy. Now, these flowers, these cactuses were made out of cold porcelain. And then these up here, these roses, were made with an old water bag that had some some orange color in it, and I just stuck it over the candle, and it just turns into a flower just like that. But I'll have to show you how to do that, because that can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Then I buy these aquarium rocks and used aquarium rocks on it. Now this is cold porcelain too. And then I just put a little white paint around the edge of it. And then the back, I like to decorate the back a little bit too by putting a few more cactuses and a few more flowers here and there, just to give it a little, so that you can turn it around either way. Now, here's one of these kind of pots. I'm going to show you one of the kind I made in this other one. Now this one here, I've got just flowers and rocks. I've got some moss down here. These flowers are made of cold porcelain, as before, and these are roses. And then as we come around, we've got some more of those. But right here, this pot, this is one of my homemade ones, like this. This is one of my homemade pots. And see how cute? You don't have to buy those. Now this one is handmade too. This was made out of polymer here. And then I baked it. But, you know, if I'm going to go to that trouble, I would rather just buy those, because those pots are real little. These ones here, these pots are real little, and they come out so much nicer like that. Now you can also add a little moss. Let me see, my moss pot. Okay, like I made a little planter here, and I added moss to it just to enhance the decoration. And then these are just 2 pieces of green tape on a wire, and that's how I made my. Then I cut them out, and I splotted them with green and yellow, and then I went yellow around the edges and let it dry. Then I stuck it in the pot. But that comes out really nice. See how that moss comes out so nice? This also is made out of paper. I'm going to do a video on this one, because this one is incredible. You can do so many things with these. And it's such an inexpensive project. And now also, I got these kind of pots right here. I bought these, and then I singed it with with a candle. Then I added a little moss to it. Now that moss is nothing more than turf, like you. It's like, oh, here, I got it right here. I'll show it to you. Oh, and another thing you can use for your wire, if you want to save some money, you can use floral wire. I love using floral wire. I mean, it's just so cheap. And then you get some of that green tape. Oh, here it is. This is the kind that doesn't stick very hard when you're painter's tape. And it doesn't stick real hard. So, but when you stick those 2 sides together, it's not going nowhere, see? It's stuck. And when you stick it with this in the middle, it's going to stay there. Let me show you. Just give you some ideas. Oh, well. Now, if I take this and just put it here and roll it over, do you see what I'm doing? I put the wire right down on the tape. Then I roll this over like that. Then I just go around it with my fingers, Make sure it's down there real good. And this wire is so thin, you can use your scissors. Then I just cut around my wire. Try to get kind of close because of the kind of plants those are. I forget what they're called. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's just not there right now. As you get older, those things happen to you. Now, what I would do from this point is I'd take a little bit of yellow. I'm just going to put some right on the tip here. See how that just came up like that? Let me get something to add something. I didn't plan on showing you how to make these, but I mean today, but I'll show you a real nice one on there pretty soon. Oh, here we go. I'll use one of these. These are little brushes, but I don't like them a lot. Because the tips fall off too easy. But I gotta use them up. I got them. See how they've got that little tip on there? You see that? Yeah, well, anyway, I go ahead and I just dab the paint a little bit. I really don't like it yellow. I like it more white. But what I do is, let me get that up closer to you, or you won't see what I'm doing. Let me get that up close to you. I just dab here and there, you know, on the item. It's got green on there, so you don't have to. You can go with a darker green if you want a darker green. That's what I normally do. And then you take a little bit, go around the edge. See how I'm just going right around the edge? Oop, are you seeing that? I'm going right around the edge. See there? Now I got a nice little plant there. And you get those, you put those in that planter. Now these ones I hit a little bit with green too. So that's why they're, but there you go. Okay, I'll put this on. I'll put this video on for you next, just so that you can see how this is done. You know, but that's basically how you make those things. And it comes out pretty cool. And it's easy and it's cheap. I mean, what's a big roll like this is going to make so many plants. You know, if you want to sell them, you got it made. And this is from the floral section of Walmart. And I got this and gosh, I haven't even made a dent in it. This is that really thin wire. See with my finger? It's really thin wire. It's that kind that just bends so easy. See how easy that bends? Really, really thin wire. And that's what I do there. Now I had something else I wanted to show you. Because I got another toy. Now this is how these come out too. See, you can leave them that color if you want bowls for your dollhouse or just want certain colors in a dollhouse that you can't find somewhere. You can make your own. And they don't have to be this jaggedy. I make them jaggedy like this because when I singe them, I like to get the edge. I just like to hit the edges. Now, let me see. Here's one. That one's probably a little less. Oh, and you can make little bottles. The bottles are very cool. Normally, I paint dark black inside that tip, though. Aren't those cute? Check this out. You can make these. This one, I made the bottle and then I took plaster of Paris and just painted it on with a paintbrush. And then it had a hard body and then I painted it black. And I've got this one's very cute. I really like this one. I'll show you how to make these. Not today, or not on this video, but I will show you how to make these. Here's a cute one too. I like that one a lot. But you can make all kinds of cool planters and stuff. And ooh, look at this one with the flowers on it. Isn't that cute? All I did was dab some red on there and put some lines. You know, and then a little red at the top. I mean blue at the top. You know, but, and now see, here's one like you see in my picture. Where's my picture? Here it is. I mean, in my thing here. This is the same kind of pot, but smaller. See how that has got the big, I made it with the big paper. You know, this big thick paper here. See, you can tell when I lay that on there. That's why I like to take the small one and put the small one on the border, because it makes it appear more like an actual pot. And when I get that on there all the way, then it's like a, wait, let me get that on there. Now when I go around and around and around and get its thickness, it looks like a cap, like what you see on the one I just showed you. The one that disappeared. Okay. And then also, another thing I'll do is, you know how I did this one with the plaster of Paris on the bottom? That's a very hard pot. You know, it's not going anywhere. And to make my paper pots heavier, if I want them to stand up, you know, like if I want them to stand up just on their own, what I'll do is I'll take a little wet plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris is cheap. There's another thing that's cheap. Plaster of Paris, and I'll paint it inside. Now I went ahead and painted over it just for looks, you know, because it doesn't look nice white. But you can just go around the edge if you wanted to. But that gives it stability, and it's very hard. And then this one, because I dipped it in, no, this one wasn't dipped in the, this was done with diamond glaze. And see, with the diamond glaze, you can still kind of bend it, but it's almost indestructible. But you can still bend it with the diamond glaze. But if you use the plaster of Paris, I mean, not the plaster of Paris, if you use the polyurethane and dip it a couple times in polyurethane, it's not going to squeeze. It's hard as a rock. That's another thing I like about that. This is just polyurethane on this one. See? And it stays nice and looks a little more glassy. You know, look how that turned out. See, that's how it was on the inside. Then when I antiqued it by singeing it with fire. But it's pretty cool that you can do that. There's so many cool things you can. As a matter of fact, let me show you some pots I put flowers in. Now, this is a flower that I singed the edge of. See how I've singed the edge of that? And then I put it in one of these pots. Now, this pot didn't have any color. This was just white typing paper. And I cut it up. And then I took the scissors and cut one of the big ones in half. Like I took one of these. If you don't have quilling paper, you can cut one of these right down the middle and have a good size for quilling paper. Doesn't have to be perfect for the rim. See what I mean? Now there's your quilling paper size, just by cutting this in half. Because you saw how it was made 2 of those quilling pieces. Now here's another one I did. And I put it in one of my paper pots. I love the effect. Oh, I got something on this one. Oh, it's just clay. I had it sitting in a bowl that had clay in it. But look how, if I set this, let me get some furniture up here so you see the size of these things I'm making. I mean, because here's a regular dollhouse couch. And here's the plant I'm putting right next to it. You know, now if I put it on, now if I come up here, there, can you see that? Now, see here. See what size they are next to this? And then, like, here's that plant I showed you. It's perfect for this size of a table. And they just look adorable. Now, this one I singed around the edge. I did not use the tape on this one. I used some floral tape, but I made sure that I put glue on before I squished the sides together. I just a little stripe down the middle because I want to make sure it stays together. Now this one here, I didn't singe this one, and it looks really good. I did not singe this one. I did add moss. But what I did is I took a brown felt pen and ran around the edge. That's another option if you have children around you. You can just take a brown felt pen. And they also have those paint pens you can buy. Let me see. Here they are. I got some here. You get these paint pens. Let me show you how this works. If I can find that piece of... If I can find that thing I made just now. Well, I don't see it, so I'll just do it on something else. I'll go on the side of this paper. I'd rather have green paper, but just so that you know. Now these have a nice effect on... You got to get it started though. See, because these ones you got to shake. They're Sharpies, but they're paint pens. I love these things. You get it started by pushing down on it. Ooh, that one's ready. Okay, let me get a piece of tape and show you the effect you'll get from these paint pens. The paint pens are pretty cool. And let's pretend this is our leaf. Now all you do is go around the edge. But see how you got... It looks better if it's got a raw edge. Just a second. Kind of hard to show you in the air. But see how you're getting that yellow is showing right through the green? And then if you take a green pen, let me finish this yellow. But normally you do the yellow first. I mean, the yellow's last. Let me find a green pen. There's a green felt pen. I'm just putting some marks on there because I felt like it was too light. And you can take some yellow of this paint, or you can leave it like that if you wanted to. See there? That would work great. And that's just scribbling on it. I just scribbled on it. See? Or you could take yellow pen and put some lines here and there so that you get the effect that it's some kind of a plant. See there? But when you get these small scale things, it looks awesome when they're done. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. And there's another thing I want to show you. I want to show you. Now look at this one. This one's with floral tape. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a... My granddaughter made this one. And I thought she did a good job. And she used one of the pots that we made. And that's with the big paper, you see. But this was a floor. This is a Barbie size. So she wanted the bigger dimension. Now, I was going to show you my other project. My other little thing I wanted to show you is I got one of these. I haven't tried this out yet. This is an electric one of these. Quilling. A quilling tool. Quilling tools have the little opening in them. Let me see. Right there. It's got a little opening. Right. See it? Yeah, it's got that little opening that you put your paper in. And then you just turn it like this. Well, this is a battery operated one I picked up. Pretty snazzy, huh? Well, anyway, you... now, as this is going, I like to squish it down. There's other tools that you can get to make this an easier project for you. But I just turn it, turn it, turn it. Look how fast a pot gets made. Is that amazing? That's how fast you can get something like that going. You know, then what you'd want to do is I don't like to get glue just anywhere. So I either use a glue stick. Here's a glue stick. I use a glue stick or I use white glue. Mostly I use white glue. Then I'll just put a little bit on there and add the next piece. But for this demonstration, I'm not... Well, I'll go ahead and put it on just for the heck of it. I'll put one of our new pieces. I just want to show you how this works. Even though we know that this is going to be a little bit bigger. It's alright, it's not that much bigger. Okay, now I got the new one on there. It kind of flipped up a little, but that's alright because as I come around, it's going to grab it and take the whole thing in. See there? Now you got two colors. And then how about one of our music paper? A little more glue. This is why I like to use the other glue. If you use a glue stick, make sure that it's the extra strength. And if you're using wallpaper, if you're cutting wallpaper up, you're going to want to use tacky glue. Because wallpaper is got a mind of its own. But it's turns out wonderful. A lot of these vases I made were with wallpaper, and I love it. Now, I'm putting this one on. Then I'm going to stop it because I'm going to show you what we can do. Oh, this paper's kind of weak, so I'm going to go ahead and put one more piece. I'll put one more piece of this. Just to give you an idea. I want it big enough I can show you. Okay, this. Now you want to make sure when you're gluing this on, you put the glue on this side. Just stick it in there. That's why those tips come up sometimes, is because you don't have glue all the way down. You know. Oop, this one came out. Oh well. I'm just going to stick it in there and go. I'm not going to mess with it. That's why I like the white glue. Or tacky glue. Yeah, I'm going to have to glue it. Because it's not going nowhere unless I glue it. Oop, I just tore the paper. Boy, only on TV. Only on videos. I'm just going to write on it right there. Then I'm going to stick this on. I'm doing it down here, and I'll bring it back up to you. So that you can see what I'm doing. Now, I'm just sticking that on there. Now it's hooked on. See? And I'm going to hold on to this edge because it's getting bigger. That way, it'll go on a nice, see how it's going on? It's very nice how it's going on. Now I'm going to finish it up by putting some glue on here. And saying adios to this one. Okay, there you go. Now that one is going to be a pretty little basket. It's going to be a very little one. Now I turned this the opposite way and then I pulled out. That way I don't pull out the whole thing as I'm going there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the end of my little thingy here. And I'm just going to push on it a little bit just to let it start pooching out right there. See there? See how it's coming out? Now I'm going to just work my fingers. Let my fingers do the magic walking. I should have made it bigger so I could show you. But I like to make this part with the thicker because, man, you got to be careful how far you pull this up because you pull it up too far and all of a sudden it'll unravel. And you don't want to glue it until you've got it up as high as you want it so that you can see your different colors. Now see how you're starting to see the different colors? This is about right now. Now I'm going to just take my finger, bring it down so I can get a bottom. Now I got a bottom on it. At this point, let me pull this up just a little bit more on this side. At this point, you would go ahead and take a little glue. Not that kind. You're gonna want some of this. I don't know where my handy bottle went. I like the little bottles, you know, the ones that cost more. You get a couple of those and just keep refilling them. That's why that tip's cut off so big on that, is because that's my refill bottle. You know, now you can just take whatever you want to and just kind of rub that glue on the inside. You've already got it on the outside. Now, if you don't like where your lip is, I like mine. I like right where that is. I think that turned out really well. See, that's what you got. Those colors worked out really good. Look how cute that is. When that dries, that'll be really pretty. And then after it dries, you're also going to want to seal it. Like I said, you can use water-based polyurethane. Trying to get that off my finger. You can use the water-based polyurethane, or you can use regular urethane, but I would prefer to use that outside because it's got more of a smell to it. And I don't like things in here that's, you know, if I have to, or you can spray them with a clear lacquer, which is another outside thing, because you don't want those dangerous smells going through your house. Or you could use diamond glaze. Diamond glaze is very expensive, though. You can get the same effect with the polyurethane without going the expense. And one little can will, I mean, I've had mine forever. I still haven't used it all. I mean, that can is half full still. Anyway, let's get to what I was going to show you. I was going to try my other new toy so that I don't have to go like this all the time. That's what this is all about. Save your hands. Now, it doesn't come with batteries. You have to get the batteries separately. I just stuck them in here to save some time. There's something else in here. Oh, that's the tips. There's tips in the bag. It comes in this nice, really heavy plastic bag. I probably won't keep it because I normally put all my stuff together. I like to be able to find everything in the same place. Ooh, it's got two nice tips. One of them has a perfect size that would be a nice size for like one of these bottles. You know, this one I made a big hole in it, but you could, for like this. Ooh, that'd be a perfect size for a bottle like this. Just perfect. You see that? See how it's got that opening in it? That's so that you could make, this would be the top of your bottle, and this the bottom of your bottle. Because you need that opening there. Now, right now, I just pull some out before it dries. I just take a little thing, pull it up, just pull what I want off, and then I glue it to seal it back where it is. I'm going to show you how to make those too, but not on this video. Now, well, there's two little lines here. Got a little, I guess that's the, you got a little hole in the top to put your little pins. See? That's going to go, I guess, right in there. Wait, is that the right way? Wrong way. Goes this way. Like that. Well, let's, okay, now we've got a little mark on here that shows, so I'm going to pay attention to that. Well, which way do I turn it? Oh, the other way. So from that mark right there, you're going to want to turn it reverse and then pull it. And then it's like a little flashlight inside. I see a spring down in there. It doesn't say which way it goes, but there's a little spring down there, so the flat side of my battery will go against that. I've dealt with a lot of those things. See? Both the flats are going down, I think. Yeah. Ooh, I gotta find out where to put this back together. Okay, there's the lines. And there's the line. And we stopped here, so we're going to put it back together here. Maybe. Boy, that's tough to get back together. I know that's where it goes. Oh, there it is. There it goes. Or wait. No, it's still not going. Maybe it's the other way. Well, I'm looking at these things inside. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. It's just a little bit off from the line. It's not straight. That's why it didn't go. And then turn it. Ooh, scare me. And now that matches. And then, ooh, look at that. Yeah, it's turning. Okay, let's check it out. See if this would be a handy little thing to have. Okay, I'm going to get my big piece of paper first. And see what happens with it. I'm going to stick it in that little part there. And twist it around a little bit. Just so I can... Ooh. Oh, that's... Oop, I got to do it the opposite way. So my color shows. Oh, at least it lets you pull it right off. So, which way was that? Okay, I think it was this way. Have the side that you want out on this side, on the bottom, and the side you want not to show facing you. I can't get it in there again. Well, these are interesting tools if you can get them to work. Wait a second. Okay, let me see. Ooh, ooh. That took it right on though, didn't it? Okay, now get a little glue. I'm just going to put some glue down here on the table, just so that we can get this job done. Get my little paintbrush. Just put a little glue on there. See how I'm putting a little glue on there? Put a little glue on there. Get my next piece. I'm going to stick it in there. White side up. Color side on the outside. Now, let me see. Oop, look at that. Oh, boy, this takes some getting used to. I have to say that. Put your fingers on both sides of it when you're doing it, maybe. No, that don't work. Hang on a second. Maybe it does. Oh, yeah. That'll work. Yeah. It's going to take some practice. I can already tell it's going to take me a little practice. Color side out, plain side in. Then I'm going to just roll it around a little bit before I get started so I don't pull it back off. Oop. Okay, get my fingers where they go. Ooh. Ooh, it does work. It's just something you're going to have to get used to. See, I haven't used one of these before, so this is all new to me, too. Okay, let me get in. It's a pretty colorful one. Oops, wrong side. Go this way. Get that in there. I don't know. I'll have to tell you after I practice this thing if I like it or not. I think, oops, I got two stuck together. Got some stuck together there. Boy, that went on quick. You have to hold on to it real light. It'd be neat for the designs. You know how you put your designs in a frame, like with the quilling tools? I don't have all those tools because I mainly use it for pots and my grandkids. So I don't have all those special tools yet. But my grandkids like a lot of different things, so I'll probably slowly add them into the... That went on fast, didn't it? I'm going to pull it a little bit just to tighten it. Okay, let's go a couple more and then we'll stop. I can't get it off. Oop. Underside. See, I can't pick it up. But the underside, I put the glue on. And that overside will land down on it. That's the reason I do it that way. I do that when I'm doing the other kind too. You're having to hold on to it lightly. If you don't hold on to it lightly, that's the trick. Holding on to it lightly. And just pull it when you get there. Because if you hold on to it too tight, it won't move. Yeah, this can be handy if you have problems with your hands. And I'm a cake decorator, so there's times I don't want to use my hands after I get home. Especially graduations. Boy, now there's some work on your hands. Okay, let me see here. Eventually I'll get some cake decorating videos in, but how I've heard that plumbers never have their plumbing fixed, and so don't hold your breath. And carpenters never have their squeaky doors fixed. I am going to go ahead and glue this right at this point, and then I'm going to show you how to put that little piece on. Okay, now I have this on. I'm going to turn it the opposite way and pull it out. Now there's your roll up. See? But see how thick that is? To make that appear smaller and like it's got a frame on it, I'm going to take one of these. Now, one thing nice about these ones that you buy, I mean, it won't make me buy them because I got the other thing now. But one thing nice about them is when you get them, They come in like, where is it? They come in packages like this. See how cool that is? They come in packages like this, and I thought they were just stuck in the bag like that. I didn't know that they were stuck together, but they're actually stuck together on each of the ends with like some kind of a little sticker thing. So when you tear one end off, you come over the other side and you pull off the other side. It's like you're pulling a paper out of a tablet. Now, on this one, I want glue on it. So I'm going to take my glue stick and just go like that with it. Because you do want it on this. And I'm just going to put it on one area. I'm going to put it on the top part of this one. Now, you know, particularly I wouldn't just plan on green, but because I have it all, that's what I'm going to use. Now see how I take this like I'm getting ready to flick a lighter, and I just lay my finger right on there, and I pull. It puts the glue on. Now that's got plenty of glue on it. Now I'm just going to turn it and turn it until this thing is all on here and gives it a nice little rim. And it doesn't have to be perfect as you're putting it on. That's why it doesn't matter if you cut them in half and just do them that way. See there? That doesn't seem like it's sticking very well. I think I need new glue. So I'll go ahead and do it with the tacky. But it's going on pretty good. See, you want this stuck on there because you don't want it to unwind as you're trying to. Normally, I don't put this on right away. I normally glue up the bowl like I did that one. And then I let it dry, and then I put this on afterwards. Because then I don't have to worry that it comes off while I'm sizing it. Okay, there you go. And then normally, before I get started with this, I'll take some glue and go all around the bottom and all around the top. I'll just do it with this. Now this is just tacky glue. You can use Elmer's if you want to, but the tacky is a little bit thicker. I like it being a little thicker on this kind of stuff. Then I'm going to go ahead. See how that'll push up both ways? So you can decide which side you want that's going to work with you better. Now I'm going to put some on this side too, because I want it dried on the inside. I want it sealed on the inside as well as the outside. Because when I go to put, if I decide to singe this tacky glue picks up a nice singe. Okay, now I can't go this way because that's where my border is, so I have to go the opposite way because I've got that border on there. But normally I can choose it later which way. I can choose it right away and then put the border on later, you know, but I am going to grab my little tool and start pushing. Now I'm just pushing. See how you're starting to see all those little colors come out in it? It's nice, huh? Now I'm going to push some back in, but for now I'm just pulling out all the colors I put in there. I really like to see all those colors. And you got to do it right away because you got that glue on there. And that glue will really fight with you. If you have to run to the bathroom or something, make sure you don't put the glue on until you get back. Now see how it is right now? Now all I'm going to do is tap it. And I flattened that tip. See? Now when you get the glass on these, the glassy color on these. They look like actual pots. You know, as I've shown you, they actually look like pots. Now, see how that one has a nice rim? The only reason it has that nice rim is because I put that little piece on there. Another place I'll put it is sometimes I go down the middle. Let me show you one that's down the middle. This one was kind of down the middle. Doesn't that make a cut nice? See the difference? Oh, let me put them this way. See the difference? Now this will wipe off. Don't worry about that. You can scrape it off if you have to. But see this one I went just on the top. This one I went in the center of the big piece. But they look great, huh? Well, we found out that our new tool works, but needs practice to use. So I guess I'd give it a thumbs up. You know, so far it's easier using the other thing because I'm used to it. But for the size I have with this and having this other convenient size, I don't like the idea of having pieces that don't go back in the thing, though, because I like to have things that your pieces won't get lost. So anyway, that's what I got for you today. And you have a great day, and God bless you.